There are moments in life when giving up feels easier than going on, when the weight of failure crushes your spirit and every step forward feels pointless. But sometimes, just one more step, one, can change everything. This is the story of a boy who almost gave up on his dream, but that single step he chose to take turned him into someone the world would never forget. Arjun was just a simple boy from a small town. He loved running, not because he wanted fame, not because he wanted medals, but because every time his feet touched the ground, he felt free. As a child, he would run barefoot through the dusty roads of his village. Neighbors laughed and called him the Wind. His dream was clear. One day, he wanted to represent his country in athletics. But dreams, as beautiful as they are, often come with a heavy price. Arjun's family was poor. His father worked long hours in the fields, and his mother stitched clothes at home. Buying proper running shoes? Impossible. Paying for coaching? A distant dream. Still, Arjun practiced every morning before sunrise. He'd run until his legs ached and his lungs burned. He believed that hard work would open doors, that if he gave his best, the world would notice. And one day it did. At 16, Arjun qualified for the state-level athletics competition. It was the biggest day of his life. He had trained for years, sacrificed sleep, skipped meals, and ignored the teasing of classmates. But when the race began, something went terribly wrong. Halfway through the track, his old torn shoes slipped. He stumbled. He fell hard. Other runners sprinted past him as he lay there, watching his dream fade into the distance. He finished last. And as the crowd clapped for the winners, Arjun sat alone on the edge of the track, staring at the ground. That night, he cried quietly in his small room. "Maybe I'm not meant for this," he whispered. "Maybe dreams like mine are not for people like us." The next morning, he didn't wake up for training. Not the next day either. A week passed, and the boy who once ran like the wind had stopped moving altogether. One afternoon, as Arjun sat outside, his father came and sat beside him. The old man didn't say much. He simply placed a hand on Arjun's shoulder and said, "Son, when I was your age, I wanted to study, but I had to work to feed the family. I never got the chance to follow my dream. But you still have that chance. Don't let one fall decide the rest of your journey." Arjun didn't reply, but those words kept echoing in his heart. That night, he took out his torn shoes from under the bed. They were old, dirty, and almost useless. But they were his. They were part of his journey. He stood in front of the mirror and whispered, "One last try. Just one." The next morning, before the sun rose, Arjun was back on the track. His legs felt heavy, his confidence was gone, but he kept running. Every day, he pushed himself a little harder. He fell, he failed, but he didn't stop. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, his speed returned. His strength grew, and something else grew too, his belief. A year later, another state-level race was announced. This time, Arjun entered with no expectations. He just wanted to give his best. The whistle blew. He ran, fast, faster than ever before. And this time, he didn't fall. With every stride, he remembered the pain, the doubt, the tears, and turned them into power. He crossed the finish line first. The crowd roared. Reporters surrounded him. But amid the noise, Arjun's eyes searched for one face, his father's. And when he found it, he saw tears of pride rolling down the old man's cheeks. But that was just the beginning. Arjun went on to win national championships. He represented his country in international competitions. People chanted his name, but deep inside he knew the truth. It wasn't talent that brought him here. It wasn't luck. It was that one step. The step he took when quitting felt easy. Life will knock you down, sometimes so hard that you'll doubt everything, your abilities, your dreams, even your worth. But remember Arjun's story. He wasn't special. He wasn't born with superpowers. He was just a boy who took one more step when everything inside him said, "Stop." and that step changed his life. Maybe you're going through your own struggle right now. Maybe you're on the edge of giving up on a goal, a dream, or even yourself. But here's the truth. Success isn't about never falling. It's about rising one more time than you fall. That extra push, that small step beyond the pain. That's where greatness is born. So the next time life knocks you down, don't quit. Take one more step, because you never know. That step might be the one that leads you to greatness. And if this story touched your heart, remember to share it with someone who needs a little push today. Because sometimes all we need is a reminder that giving up is never the end. It's just a chance to rise again.